The ancient Jews memorized the entire Torah. Everyone memorized the first 5 books of the Bible, and if you became a leader or a rabbi or a teacher, you memorized all of Psalms, all of the prophets. And because Jesus was such an amazing spiritual leader, and because he quoted Bible verses all the time, we know that he had the whole Old Testament memorized. Why? Well, we know that when he was facing Satan in the wilderness, he used Bible verses to defeat him. We know that when he was talking to Pharisees and trying to show them the truth, he used Bible verses to challenge them. And maybe when he was on the cross, he quoted Bible verses to give himself strength. Psalms 22 verse 1 says, my God, why have you forsaken me?" And if you read this whole chapter, you'll find so many prophetic allusions to the cross. Verse 8 says, "People shake their heads and mock me. He trusts in the Lord. Let the Lord rescue him." That's what the Pharisees said to Jesus. In verse 14, it says, "I'm poured out like water. My bones are out of joint." When people would be nailed to the cross, the way that it pulled on their body, their joints would come out of place. In verse 16, it says, "They pierced my hands and feet." In verse 18, "They divided my garments among them." And so I wonder if on the cross, Jesus was quoting this chapter. And as he's seeing these things happening, he's like, okay, this was supposed to happen. This is my destiny, because the rest of the verse talks about how God steps in. In verse 25, it says, "From you comes the theme of my praise in the great assembly. The poor will eat and be satisfied. Those who seek the Lord will praise him. All the rich of the earth will feast and worship." And verse 31, the end of the chapter, is amazing, because if Jesus was reading, or if he was reciting this chapter on the cross, then he was thinking of you and me. Because the very last verse says, "They will proclaim his righteousness to a people yet unborn, for he has done it." One of the ways Jesus was able to do the impossible, to do something that was just physically overwhelming, spiritually overwhelming, was that he had the Bible hidden in his heart. And if he was quoting this verse on the cross, he was saying, my God, why have you forsaken me? Why are all these bad things happening?" And it ends saying, "So that people who are yet unborn will declare the righteousness of God." Jesus went through the worst thing possible for you and for me. And when we start to go through hard things for God or for other people, we can take the same comfort that Jesus did by diving into the Psalms and seeing, hey, I'm a part of something bigger here. This story isn't about me. Maybe it's about someone who's not even born yet. So Lord, into your hands I commit my spirit, so that a people yet unborn will praise you, because I have been faithful. God bless.